Brexit. Is there any balance between economic cost to the United Kingdom and the little political freedom it will gain out of Brexit? Will the Brexit become a case study for ills of democracy? What is the future of European Union as a bloc? We will also discuss how Brexit will impact India-UK relations. Let's move on. Let's quickly look at the not so successful marriage between Britain and European Union. European Union was founded in 1957 by Treaty of Rome. Clearly, Britain was not one of the founding members. Britain applied for membership but was vetoed by the then French President Charles de Gaulle, thinking that UK's interests were more often than not aligned with the United States of America's interests and not with the European continent's interest. But in 1973, UK finally entered the European Union. Within less than 2 years, the question whether UK should stay in the EU arose, and there was a referendum. So, Britain's existence in EU and their relationship has always been in troubled waters. Importantly, because Britain was supposed to pay millions of pounds in farm subsidies, with Britain having literally no farms. This was clearly unacceptable to many British people, and very rightly so. Let's move on to the economic impact of Brexit. We'll first discuss the negative aspects of Brexit on the UK's economy. So the first thing is it will hamper United Kingdom's already diminishing global status. UK was once the center of all the financial activities in the world. It's been diminishing lately, and Brexit will ensure it happens very fast. Cost of travel and communication will increase in manyfold between Europe and Britain and is bound to make a dent on London's financial hub status. UK will have to pay a divorce bill of £33 billion to fulfill remaining financial commitments. British pound will fall. It will help the exports but increase the price of imports. And since Britain relies heavily on imports, it will cost the economy dearly. 1/3 of UK's import come from European Union. Higher tariff post-Brexit will create inflation in the UK's economy. Much of London's financial standing was due to the image of being a gateway to the European market. Post-Brexit, this will change and will result into companies moving out of Britain. In fact, by the beginning of April 2019, banks had already transferred more than $1 trillion out of Britain, and asset management and insurance companies transferred $130 billion out of Britain. Many voted for Brexit, thinking that UK's net contribution to European Union will be scrapped, which will mean government social spending will increase. However, a study by Institute of Fiscal Studies has said that the government will have less money to spend even if it no longer had to pay into the European Union. Post-Brexit, free trade between UK and EU will be scrapped, and British commodities will become less competitive in the European market. UK economy heavily relies on FDI. In 2014, it held second largest inward investment in the world, amounting to more than $1 trillion. And majority inflow of FDI was in UK because financial firms saw UK as a gateway to EU market. London benefited as it seemed an attractive location for financial activity. All this is set to change post-Brexit. London is world leader in financial services, especially in foreign exchange currency transaction, including the euros. This position is enabled by EU-wide passporting agreement for financial products. Post-Brexit, the agreement will stand null and void. The British financial services industry could lose 71,000 jobs and £10 billion of tax annually. Britain might lose Scotland, as they already are feeling that Brexit voting was all influenced by England and that they voted to stay. It can very much turn into a political crisis and eventually lead to Scotland coming out of the UK. Let's quickly take a look at the positive aspects of Brexit. First and foremost, Britain can now follow an independent foreign policy, including an independent membership at the WTO, which simply means Britain can now make policies that will directly benefit its own economy without thinking about the rest of Europe. No European policy will forcefully be imposed. Britain will have more control of its laws and regulation. Improved global trade agreements and more selective immigration could have a positive effect on the British job market. UK will no longer pay agricultural subsidies and VAT that largely benefited mainland European countries. Brexit will boost the market for IPO by removing the €8 million ceiling on the amount companies can raise through IPO. UK will control its fishing waters and will have full access to its fishing bounty. It will revive UK's fishing industry, although it contributes only 0.1% to the UK's economy. No EU regulation will mean it can lend financial support to specific industries and promote it. So in conclusion, it is safe to say Brexit will cost UK dearly in terms of economy, while it will mean a massive gain on political front. We will now quickly look at the impact of Brexit on India. What are the economic impacts? EU is largest export market for India. Brexit may change the scenario, since most of its export was going to Britain. Post-Brexit, India will have to come up with a separate trade agreement with the Britain. Brexit will increase compliance cost of Indian companies headquartered in London. India was highest FDI investor in London in 2018 and fourth largest FDI investor in UK. Both countries have been among top 6 FDI investors in each other's market from 2010. All this is set to change post-Brexit unless a robust system is in place, which is unlikely in the immediate future. India has trade surplus of $3.5 billion with Britain. Brexit may hamper this, as Britain will open up to other markets. Biggest reason for Brexit vote was curb on immigration. It can impact movement of students, tourists and professionals from India. In conclusion, both India and UK will have to negotiate a separate deal that will restore India's financial interest in London and will give British goods access to vast Indian market. Thank you very much. That's it for the chapter. See you in the next video. Please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel.